It's the moment we all been waiting for. This is the Olight ArkPro and it's here. We're going to test it, unbox it and see how good this thing is. Welcome back. After the O-Clip and the ArkFelt Pro and the Ultra, this is the new Olight ArkPro. And this one's one of their new offerings, and this is actually supposed to be a notch higher than the ArkFelt series. So I'm really excited to see what it is. This is an unscripted video, so here we go. The packaging really looks good. It's kind of has this textured finish over here, so that kind of gives you an idea that that's the finish it's going to have inside as well, probably the same size. It's got a nice carrying handle, and this box is actually fully sealed, so you can see it's got an iPhone style packaging as well. So let's quickly have this open. So there is a small pull tab here. By the way, there's nothing much written on the side. It's ArkFelt, it's just ArkFelt Pro, which is mentioned everywhere, and that's about it. So there are some warning signs for lithium batteries and stuff like that, but other than that, there's nothing else mentioned. So let's get this opened up. Okay, the pull tab over here. Ah, that's nice. So that's about it. I think it's just going to, yeah, you just pull the tab and then you pull that ribbon there. And you also have another nice little box, which has a flap, which again pulls out just about like this. And this is really cool. The way they kind of display this is really nice. It's actually reverse, I'm sorry, but yeah. So there is something saying rethink, reimagine, and this, of course, a charging cable at the back of it. It's magnetic, so you can see that you have a nice little base over here, which will stick to this flashlight. And of course, there is some user manual here. That's how it was for the Ultra as well. And you also have the run times mentioned on this sheet. I don't know whether it's visible, but anyway, let's come back to that a little later. Other than that, I don't think there's anything over here. Oh yeah, don't forget you have a nice flashy little card over here. Olight ArkPro, so it's a nice little card. Now it feels a little more heavier than the Ultra, I should say. And it's also got a label which says charge before prior use. So it's nice of Olight to actually include a sticker that actually names what button does what. And this one really is awesome because you can actually read the functions right on that device without actually looking at another card. So pretty cool to see this innovation here. Okay, yeah, and the same beautiful color which is reflected on the box, outer box as well. Like I mentioned, I think it's the same size. So they've done it so beautifully, so it kind of replicates what's inside the box. Okay, let's get a fair idea of how this works. I mean, it's a little different from the ArkFelt. So this is the ArkPro, obviously, and it's a little more advanced than the ArkFelt. So some of the things which I noticed were different is that it has a 4 headlight setup. So basically there's a laser, there's a UV, they have a focus beam, and they also have, the floodlight setup over here. The build quality is almost the same. It's 6061 aluminum, and which is really cool. So they have this covered, USB-C port, which is an addition to the ArkFelt because this wasn't there on the ArkFelt Ultra. So this Pro model does have a USB-C port. And you can actually use even the proprietary charging magnetic base if you want to, or you can actually, directly plug in a USB-C cable. So that makes it very easy for you to charge. It's got this nice blue tinge on this centralized button, action button over there. And of course, the jog dial is over here. And you also have a dedicated button for the laser. I'm just trying to see if you can get a focus on this. I'm not sure if the camera can focus. Let me see. Yeah, come on. Okay. Yeah, so there's a dedicated laser button over here. So that again is a little different. And apart from that, I think everything else looks pretty much the same. So it's got very good construction quality. And I also wanted to show you these lights, right? So the moment you actually press it on, you do get a nice display over here. So it shows you the battery levels as well as what level of light you're using. Let me turn off the lights to show you how well that looks. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. This is so unique. And every time you kind of change the modes, you can see that there's an indicator which goes up. The battery level, of course, is on the right side. It's in green. Not going to show much, but if I press and hold it, for the UV also, it actually moves to about 3 bars. And then if you put floodlight on or the focus beam, and then let's say you just put it on turbo mode, for example, I think that gives you a fair idea how good that looks. Apart from that, you also have, the typical, double clicks and triple clicks. So you have the flasher, and that works with the flood as well as your focus lights. You also have the dual mode, which means, let's say you just put the lights on, you can turn on the laser along with that. Yeah. So if I want to put the laser along with the light, it's possible to do that. Apart from that, I think features wise, they're actually very similar, the ArkFeld as well as the ArkPro. There's also an ArkPro Ultra model, which apparently has, it's got a LED module which can change colors based on whatever you want. And that is probably more advanced than this. I don't have that with me, but I think that's coming up next. But this is a cool little device. Let's see some more things done. Let's do some testing as well. In terms of the capabilities of the battery, I'm going to put some stats over here so you can actually see how good this is in different modes. So of course you have the floodlight, you have the laser, you have the spot lamp, as well as the UV light, and everything has different time limits. So let's actually plug in the charger and see what actually happens. So the charging cable has a unique proprietary look to it. So it's not a USB-C direct input to it. So I'm just going to plug it over here, and you can see that it's able to actually stand on its base. Okay, there you go. So the charging cable actually has a LED light on it, and this is also similar to the one on the Ultra as well. So once the charge is completed, this light will actually change colors. So the battery is also pretty great and charges in about so and so hours. I'll put it over here. And if you need anything else about this flashlight, I'll leave links in the description below. This is also IPX7 rated. So let's look at the laser in action right now. Oh yeah, that's about 150 feet. And if you actually dim it, it's still visible. So this is the beam in moonlight mode, which is basically just one level high, and then you can just turn on the flashlight and you can see battery indicator, and that wall is about 30 feet away, and you can see that it's got a very decent beam. But when I go to the next level, this is medium, the beam is not sharp, but it is prominent, a circle is prominent, and that wall is about 30 feet wide as well, so you can see how much of light it generates. So let's go to high. So this is high, and there are some trees over here, so you can see that it's pretty decently illuminating the whole tree. And let's go to turbo for a second, and that's how bright turbo is, and that's pretty decent actually. Let me show you something a little further away. So that tree is at least about 100 feet away. There's a building at the back of that which is about 150 feet away, and that building over there, right on top over there, that should be about 200 feet away, and it lights up the whole thing pretty comfortably on focus mode. Now this is the moonlight mode on the flood light, and this is just the basic first step of light. Let's go to the next level. Let's go to medium. So medium brightness on that wall again, about 30 feet away, as bright as it can go on the second mode. On high, it does a pretty decent job, lights up the whole tree. Let's look at what happens if you look at the tree over there. So no focus, so obviously you can't see much. And then there's a turbo mode, and that's extremely bright. I can feel the flashlight getting hot. And this flashlight has this beautiful strong magnet at the back of it. So practically this is really useful to stick onto anything metallic, car repairs, anything in your garage, or any kind of situation where you need these magnets. They really come in really handy. So this is another good thing about this. So what do I think about this? Well, I had the ArkFeld Ultra, and that itself felt like, a flashlight which is out of this world for an EDC. But this one takes it a couple of notches higher. This one's really good. I mean, in terms of the improvements they've done on this, the design engineers, for example, putting those lights in that toggle switch is awesome. It's got a dedicated USB-C charging now, along with the proprietary charging at the bottom, plus a dedicated light for the laser, which keeps it safe. I mean, I think it's really good. I mean, this setup is unique. I think this is going to be one of the key flashlights that Olight can be proud of themselves to say we have one Ultimate Pro model. Of course, there's an Ultra model which is still not come out, but that's got multicolor LEDs in that. And this one's actually the Pro, and it's already good enough for me. But let's find out how how the Ultra does. But anyway, this is my short review of the ArkPro, and I think it's an amazing EDC which you can get. I'll leave links in the description as and when available. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, hit subscribe, and share the video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.